There we are. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Hey, welcome to my turning setbacks into comebacks. So I'm so glad you're here. We are going to talk about some of the character traits you need to have to be a successful business owner. So come on in. We're talking about setbacks, turning them into comebacks in business, and how I did that with digital marketing. And we're going to talk about some of the character traits you need. And if you're not finding the success, if you're not finding the success you want in your business right now, we're going to look at some things and see if that will help you change your mindset. I love to talk about mindset and some of the things that I've learned over the 30 years I've been a stay at home, and I've had 7 businesses, and that were basically tax write-offs after giving them years of my life, and taking what I've learned through that process and becoming successful with digital marketing. And so we're going to change your mind about what it is to have a successful business. So welcome, come on in. Hello. Thank you for joining me. This is awesome. Hey, we are in early October and we're just getting started. It's a brand new month. It's never too late to try again and start over. And I hope that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a business that would be easier and more financially lucrative than what you've been doing. And I think I have something for you. So come on in. I appreciate you guys. Hello, hello. And so this is my overview of what we're talking about today. We're going to turn your resilience. We're going to turn your love of learning and the commitment to bettering your future, right? You probably want to leave a legacy. I know that's one of my goals, is to leave a legacy instead of a burden of debt. Ugh, I hate that. So we want to shed the debt, have a brighter future for us and our families. And let's see, we're going to find it in a way that I think you are going to be surprised. I know I was. When I came to digital marketing, I was, like we all do, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and a friend of mine posted this image. And the image said $900 a day equals 300 plus, I think it's 28,000 a year. What? Who's making these claims in 2 hours a day with your cell phone? And it's not an MLM, and there's no monthly fees. I I thought that was the most outrageous thing I'd ever heard, and I was a little annoyed. This was in my feed, and I click on it to see who would post such nonsense. And it was my friend who I knew her in business together. We had done business. One of the last businesses we tried failed within a year. We had such high hopes for this business. And I knew her from social media. We had never even met, but I respected her a lot. And I thought, if this lady, who's my age, right, a grandma, um, who wants to earn an income from home, is trying this, I need to find out what this is. What does she know that I don't know? And that's how I came to digital marketing. I jumped in practically, you know, with blinders on. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I wanted to do what she was doing. And she has become very successful. She's doing really well. And I'm so grateful I followed that lead. I was so grateful to jump in and discover all the things I've discovered. I'm telling you, it's been a life changer for me. So this is what I want to share. We are going to learn how to take action, and to create a legacy and build a future of freedom without the burnout. Have you been there? Have you been in a job, been in a business that just sucked all the energy, all the life, all the fun? Definitely the fun goes away when you're working that hard. The time, the money that you pour into these businesses, and nothing comes from it. That's tough. I've been there. I've had 7 businesses. So, this is what I want to share with you. If you are here, it's about resilience. You're not giving up. You were discouraged, but you didn't give up. And so, you want to know what else you can do, what else is available, right? Because what if success is just around the corner? Have you seen these images? The images of the man, there's 2 men and they're digging in a mountain, right? They're mining for gold. And the one man is exhausted, right? They've come so far into this tunnel of digging for gold. And the one man's exhausted and he's shaking his head. And you can see there's just this sliver. It's like if they just took one more step, they would hit gold. And the other guy's continuing. He's continuing to work, chip away. And this is what I'm talking about. What are you chipping away? For many of us, business is like 95% mindset. And that's that image. These 2 men are chipping away at looking for gold on the other side. And it's taking longer than they thought. And it's harder than they thought. But it's only hard because you think it's hard. If you knew you could reach your goal, if you just kept going, would you do it? You want to lose weight. You want to stop a bad habit. If you could keep going and knew you could reach your goal, if it took a year, but you could reach your goal. If it took 2 years, but you could reach your goal, would you do it? That's resilience. So we're here today because we want to learn, what is it we've missed? Well, you've actually found the first step to success. If you are continuing to go and go and go, trying and trying again. I've given this example. Have you heard this one? You have a goal. Maybe you want to make 6 figures in your business, or you want $1 million in your bank account. Would that give you, what kind of freedom would that give you? That's what I mean about building a legacy. That's what I want for my family. Right now, I have a huge debt on our house. And guys, I'm old, Gen X, and when this house is paid off, I will have paid debt mortgage for 60 years. That kind of gets you, right? It hurts. I want that house paid off in 3 years. I don't want to leave a burden of debt to the family. I want a legacy to send down to help my grandkids. That's what I want. That's what I'm shooting for. That's my big goal. So it seems 100 yards away, right? Imagine a football field and you're on one end and you see the goalpost on the other end. You know what you want. You can see it. You can imagine it, that freedom, that feeling. What do you see at that goalpost? What is it you've been looking for? You've been looking for something. Time freedom. You want to be with your kids more often. My husband commuted his whole life. I mean, when you live in Southern California, everybody commutes, but he commuted 80 miles one way so we could have a house we could afford and raise our kids. but he commuted on a motorcycle 80 miles one way, in the rain, in the snow, in the wind, in the 100 degrees. It took a toll. It took a toll. He did that for 12 years, his last 12 years. Finally, the kids are gone. We move closer to work, but you know how it is, right? Anybody in Southern California? The closer you live to those higher paying jobs, right? He ran high rise buildings. Where do you think he's working? He's not working in the desert. He's working closer to LA. And that's the commute. To have the house we could afford is up here and the work's down here. So we move closer to work where the rents are high, but he could walk to work. So no more commuting. But now he's tired and he's ready to retire. He saw the finish line and he was ready to retire. And so he retires, he gets his pension check. And if you've ever been on a fixed income, it doesn't come with perks. When he had his job, he could have overtime. When he had his job, there could be bonuses. Now we're on a fixed income, which is less than what he was making. And we thought we could do it. We thought we could make it happen, but it didn't. He said, somebody needs to go back to work. And I'm a 30-year stay-at-home wife. That was terrifying, let me tell you. Am I too old? Do I have the skills? I don't want to commute like my husband did. Too much. I had to find something from home. And that's when I pulled on all those experiences of owning all these businesses along the way, trying to add to our income. And we never made it. I said, I've got to try again. I'm ready to try again. And I found digital marketing. And here my goal feels like it's still 100 yards away. But this is resilience. This is point number 1, resilience. Can you try again? Yes, I'm ready to try again. With the knowledge I have now, I want to try again. And I take out my bow and my arrow of trying, and I'm shooting for that goal that's all the way down, 100 yards away. Your goals may feel that big that you'll never achieve them. But if you just keep pulling arrow after arrow, eventually you will make it to the other side. Like those 2 men, mining for gold. You will make it if you don't stop. Now, I'm not saying it's all effort. Work. I'm talking about giving yourself the opportunity in your mind to know you can, to take that chance. That's what we're talking about. Giving yourself another opportunity. That's the resiliency, the not quitting. You can work hard physically, right? Physically, over time, you can make an income. But those are limited resources, friends. Like my husband, you start wearing down and you can't do what you used to do. Then what are you going to do? If that's your only way of making income. But what if you upped your skills? And maybe you're managing people, managing resources. That's why I love talking to stay-at-homes. You are really good managers. You already have that skill. So you can earn a higher income. Those who don't have that skill don't have the ability to make that extra income. But what if you could communicate? You're not relying on physical effort. You're not relying on managing lots of people. You could communicate ideas. You can inspire. You can motivate. You can tell a story. But friends, that's a skill. That's a skill. I'm working on that every day. That's my goal, to be a good speaker, to share good stories, to give good motivations. And I'm here every day with lives working on that. That's part of my training, trial by fire, right? But yes, I have to read good books. I have to be around smart people, people with other stories that I get to use to try and communicate this gift of an opportunity called digital marketing. So if you have the resiliency, you're not ready to give up, I want you to look at digital marketing and the program I use. I follow six-figure earners and people with a million in the bank that they did it. How did they do it? What am I missing? And I'm telling you, time after time again, it's about what you think about. All right, I've got to get to the next point because it's leading me to the next point. How about that? It's about being a learner mindset, right? So I said I have mentors in the program I use, and these mentors are giving me information. I love to learn. I collect information, books, audio books. I love trainings. I love getting all of that. I love to learn. And I actually came across a book. It was called How to Change. And I knew it was going to be about habits. And I was like, I've got to know. I've got to know. And I found out I'm really pretty much on the right track. But this book was written like with scientific proofs in mind, why we do certain things will produce better results. And so one of the reasons I love to speak and come to these lives is I am rehearsing, I am practicing, I am getting more and more experience. Do you ever read aloud? I started making videos. You can check my YouTube. YouTube's in my link on my TikTok platform and YouTube family. You can go and see. I've started reading books aloud for my grandbaby. That's a way to train yourself speaking to the camera, your diction, vocabulary, right? That's a good training ground. Well, I recorded those so she could watch them. That's the training ground. So this is another reason I come and do these lives. It's one, I want to share with you the joy that I have found, but two, it's practice. You can do this. Believe me, if I can do this, you can do this. So I'm taking what I'm getting from my mentors that said, you know what, going live is fun. Before I heard those words, I thought going live, speaking publicly was nerve-wracking, worrisome, anxiety, like because I'd never done it, right? That's where fear sits. Fear sits in a place where you don't know what's on the other side. You're nervous about doing something like that. So how do you improve, right? Because you're stuck. Fears keep you stuck. You can't move forward. You can't take the next step because your belief about the future, you've just made it all up. That's what I mean. The training I'm getting. My mentor literally said, I love going live. It's so much fun. Light bulb. What? When somebody says something's fun, generally it's easy. It's not nerve-wracking. It's not anxiety producing. You're enjoying the moment. That's what this is. This is a moment in time that you came, you saw this, you were interested. That's what this moment brings to the table, is me sharing some experiences from my life. I've had 7 businesses. This was the best part of those businesses, and I was missing out because I believed it was going to be hard. I believed it was going to be scary. Like, how do you watch all the 10 different things you need to watch or thought I needed to watch? It doesn't have to be that way. You can have a conversation with your audience. I want you to know that I come every single day because my perfect customer is looking for this. Somebody wanted to know, how can I make an income online? Well, one, you need some resilience. 2, you need to have a learner mindset. Are you willing to be coachable, to try things you haven't done before, to give yourself a chance? That's what I'm talking about. Because things change. My husband and I came to retirement thinking life was going to be a certain way, right? The grass is always greener. You can't wait till you've heard this, right? When you're a mom, I can't wait till my baby starts walking. And then as soon as they start walking, it's chaos. When you're like, oh, why did I ever wish that they could walk? Because now you're running around the house watching them, you're putting stuff all in the plugs, right? You're moving everything because now they can get into everything, right? You thought it was going to be one way, and it turned out to be harder than you expected. That's how we came to retirement. We thought life was going to be a certain way. We have complete freedom for our day. And what did we end up doing? Watching a lot of TV. This was freedom because we looked at the bank account and we said, oh, we're not traveling. Oh, yeah, we're not going out to eat all the time like we thought we were going to do. Right? All the fun things we put off because we couldn't afford it back then, we're still having to put off. Guys, something had to change. And when digital marketing came across my path, I thought, I'm hopping on, I'm jumping in, I've got to do something. I want a better life. I want to leave a legacy. I don't want to have this burden of debt for the next 28 years. All right, so if you are resilient, you are willing to learn, be coachable, try new things, right? The program I use teaches all of these things, but you have to come to the table with something. You have to come to the table willing to learn. You have to come to the table saying, this time I'm going to do it. These are internal things. And if you have that, you can be successful. I found doing digital marketing, one, was fun. It's a 2-hour workday and you get to use your cell phone. So I make videos. I make 3 videos a day. And I get to tell a little bit about my life. I get to talk about the business. And they're just teasers to get you to say, what does she have? What is she talking about? Right? My business name, nevertoolateincome.com. Nevertoolateincome.com. If you put your email in there, you get the information. What is it I'm talking about? I'm talking about time freedom, financial freedom with digital marketing. So I make 3 social media posts a day. They get shared onto my YouTube page. I go live every day. I try to do 45 minutes, and that is recorded. YouTube records it. I mean, TikTok does too, but they don't post it. I have to go in and download it. YouTube saves it and posts it. So if you ever want to see a replay or remember something I had said, you can go to my YouTube and watch the replay of this live. That means people who are looking for information on working from home, information on building a business online, digital marketing, they're going to come across this information. And if they like what they're hearing, then they put their email in nevertoolateincome.com to get information on the program I'm using that taught me all of this. You get that information and you can make a decision. This is the attraction marketing. If this isn't for you, you can keep going. One, I never know, so it doesn't bother me. But those who want it, I want to be there and help you, to coach you, to tell you, when I started, this happened, that happened. You might want to look at this. Don't forget that. But basically, you've got your own business. It's a one-time investment, and you decide what you want to do with it. Did you just want the education to be better on TikTok, to be better with Pinterest, Instagram, any of these platforms? But if you want to start promoting digital products in the digital space, that's what this program gives you. I love having these done for you products, and I get to learn and earn at the same time. So here I want to share that with you. If you're resilient, you love to learn, and goal oriented, you have a goal. One of the reasons you're here is because something's going on. Something you don't like, something you really want to change, you're fed up, there's something going on. You want to move. You want to get your kids into a better school. You're tired of digging through the couch and car seats for some change. I remember, my husband's very good about cleaning out his pockets. But my sister, that's how she'd make extra money. Whatever went through the laundry, that's mine. What a poor way to make extra income. But I've been there. My husband has a coin jar. He's very good at cleaning his pockets. And it's like a piggy bank. He puts all his coin in this jar. I'm the one who would roll the coin and take it to the grocery store. I've been there. That's a tough place to be when you don't have to be. But if you don't know there's another way, or you're working and working, all the wheels are spinning, when do you have time to look for another way? It's tough. You've got to get off that treadmill and do something new, or you're going to keep getting what you're getting. That's why I love business. Have you ever read the book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I read that 30-something years ago. That was when the light bulb went on, that's why people have businesses. In fact, I found that book. My husband has always had businesses. He has his job, and then he works side hustles. And he decided he wanted to learn paintless dent removal. Well, there was courses. He could learn how to do it professionally through a school, but it was out of state. He goes out of state to get the training he needs to start this business. Okay, money. We invested for him to learn this skill. And while he's gone, I find this book. Now, I trusted my husband. I knew he was way smarter than me, but I didn't know why. That's the problem. I didn't know why. Hey, Kareen. And when I found that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that was when I was like, that's what he's doing. Businesses have it. You can compare being an employee to being the owner of the business, there's no comparison. But see, you have to build your skills. Are you ready to build those skills to make that happen? That's the difference. That book helped me bridge that information gap. I did not know what my husband knew. And after that book, I got it. I understood. And ever since then, I've been find the business, find the business, find the business. So we're talking about setbacks, those obstacles to overcoming. And one of the things you really need if you're going to make it in business is resiliency. Are you willing to try again? Giving yourself a chance to make it. The second thing is having a learner mindset. You're willing to make the changes. You're willing to change how you see things and do something different. But here's the difference. When I started my very, very, very first business, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a coach behind me saying, do this, do that, don't do this. When I found digital marketing and I have a millionaire coach telling me exactly how she did it, oh yeah, that's what I needed. I needed that help, that motivation to know if she can do it. Someone close to my age, a grandma, if she's doing this, I'm doing that. She does this or that, I'm doing that. He is a little bit more quieter today. That Mr. Rooster. In fact, my husband got a t-shirt as a rooster. We are in Hawaii. We have one more day, today and tomorrow. Oh, he seems to be farther away. He's not outside my window today, but he just crowed. He's been crowing since maybe 4:30. That's when I finally got up, was 4:30 today. And thank you for all the love. You were so sweet. So the third thing you need is to have goals, to be goal oriented. This is the thing about setbacks. When you've struggled and you keep plugging away and chipping away at those goals, you can give up. We started talking about that. The two men mining for gold, right? They're chipping away at the mountain and one gives up. It feels like your goals are never going to happen. I get that. When do you quit? When do you say, enough? Sometimes it's that business. There's something about that business that's not working. Let's face it. I've had 3 MLMs. 2 of them closed on us while we had invested in this company. And I mean investment meaning we bought product. We bought a ton of product. That's how MLMs work. To call yourself a business, you have to have a monthly allotment, right, that they mandate. So one of them was $100 a month to have the privilege of calling yourself a business, right? So, and that business folded. Now, that's another time. Pick yourself up. Oh, all MLM, they're terrible. All MLMs, they're not. They're not all the same. We're going back to step 1, resiliency. So the resiliency is within you. Are you willing to try again? That business may not have been it. In fact, if it closed on you, that is not the right business. But are you willing to try again? That's what you need. You still have the same goals, right? You still want a 6-figure income working from home, 2 hours a day using your cell phone. Are you willing to keep at it? Maybe it's a different business. Maybe it's a different, but you are willing to keep going, because being an employee is not going to get you there. It will. That's the longest road you can take. And when I came to digital marketing, I don't have the longest time road to take. I've got to do something now, right? My life expectancy is a lot shorter than it was 30 years ago. So I've got to do something sooner than later. That's why I keep plugging away. Kareen knows. Kareen knows exactly what I'm talking about. I will, friend. Thank you. Yes, I can't wait to catch up and tell you all my fun adventures. I'm bringing back lots of souvenirs. I got bruises and bites and jellyfish stings, and yeah, so it's been fun. Keep your goals in mind. Keep your goals in front of you until you achieve them. And then that's the thing. Once you've achieved them, are you done? Most business owners get more excited when those goals are accomplished, because they know they can do it and they'll do it again. And now they've multiplied the earnings. And they're like, oh, that was even easier the second time. They're going to try it a third time. That's multiplying. You get so good at what you're doing. You're multiplying the income with less effort. You've got your systems in place. That's what I'm talking about. So having the goals keeps you motivated. It does. I didn't believe it. I've changed my mind about that. In fact, right now my goal is going live every day. I thought I could do it, and then things changed. I came to Hawaii, and it was, oh, now what do we do? I don't have my routine anymore. But I still had the goal of posting content every day. What are you going to do? You have to have some resiliency. You've got to have a new plan. You've got to start figuring things out. That's what six-figure earners do. They are problem solvers. Hey, John. Hello. Good morning to you. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much. He gets it. John knows. Solid success, an amazing business guy. I've learned so much from him. He gets, when I talk MLM stories, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's been there, done that. Digital marketing has made all the difference. There's no comparison to that lifestyle. But we still have the same goals. The same goal of, I want to be a six-figure earner. I want to have $1 million in the bank. I want time freedom for the spouse and the grandkids and my parents, right? At this age, I've got my dad, he's turning 81, and I've got a grandbaby, she's 4. Like, you want it all, and you want it all now, and you want to be with everybody all the time, but my time's getting shorter. You see it happening. Oh, yes. Hawaii's been amazing. I never thought I'd get here, and here we are. It's been a wonderful adventure. Definitely. I can't wait to catch up with you and tell you all about it. So, oh, friends, see, that's how much fun it was. Something's always happening. I've got, if you could see a picture of my setup today, because I'm not home, right? Usually I have my camera stand and everything situated, but you've got to be a problem solver. So today's solution is my cell phone sitting on top of a Tic Tac bottle, on top of my laptop. So everything, it's fun. I got to be a problem solver. The last point is people who are successful in business, when they're resilient, they love to learn, they have their goals in mind all the time, and then they take action. You can read all the books, you can take all the classes, but if you're not willing to take that step, you're never going to reach your goals. And like I said, when I came to lives, I never knew I could do them. It was so intimidating. But I think the good news, if you've never gone live, here's the tip with TikTok. They actually have this little practice session. So you can be familiar with all the buttons and where everything is and what it looks like and what the feeds when. That was really helpful. But then I've also done lives that they've been a minute because one time I did a live, this is going to kill you, right? We're talking about taking action. You learn all the time. I got on the live and I thought, oh, what's that new button? And I touched it and all of a sudden I'm like a unicorn costume. It was so, okay. I couldn't get back. Where's the button? Do I hit the button again? How do I get out of this? Right? So I was like, shut that down. I turned my live back on, restart it, and that thing's still there. But this time I saw the button. I was able to get it off. But that's so what? You've got to laugh at these things. So what? Didn't hurt anything. It's a learning experience. Now it's a story. Okay. You can start over. You can start over. That's the resiliency part, to say, oh, I'm never doing live again. That was the worst thing I could have ever. No. You know what I love about this business, digital marketing, social media, is that you can have a new audience every day. Nobody would ever know. Nobody knows, right? Thank you, John. You've always been so positive. I appreciate you so much. You can tell your story over and over again. You can have solutions to share over and over again. You'll have a new audience. Somebody new, something happened in somebody's day today. That's why I show up every day. That's one of the reasons I show up, because you never know who's looking for you that day. You never know who needs that word of encouragement. You never know who's looking for a business they can do from home. If I didn't show up today and have this, John, are you recording yet? If you've got to start recording your YouTubes, because then they're searchable and someone can find what you have to offer. That's the power of social media marketing, taking those action steps. Now, when I say there's a 2-hour workday, it's absolutely true. When I saw that post that my friend had done, 2 hours a day, make $900 a day, I thought that was the most insane thing I'd ever heard, because I'm somebody who had worked hard, tons of energy, tons of money, tons of time, and I wasn't successful. And you're saying you can be successful with 2 hours a day? Guys, there's a learning curve. I didn't figure out the 2-hour workday. It took me time to figure that out. Because it was brand new, I learned how to make the content, the 1-minute videos. You go back and look at my stuff. Everything's like 2 minutes. I could not get my story down to a minute to save my life. And then it happened. Oh, like magic, but it was practice. It was resiliency. You keep going. And I found that 1-minute mark. Oh, there you go. Then it was, okay, what buttons do I hit? How do I edit this video? All the steps I needed. Good for you. Check it out. I know you've got your setup, how you like things to look. And I love your presentations. So you might have to find a way, to get your laptop up or an iPad up to do the YouTube. Because I got my wide format and then I've got my TikTok format. Those are the things I looked for when trying to go multiple video. So you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. What was I talking about? Oh, taking action. Taking that social media content, right? Making reels, doing those types of things. It took time because I had to find all the buttons, right? What are the fonts I want? What do I want my page to look like? And then start consistency. Well, once I started doing it 3 times a day, oh, that's the but. Now I have this order, right? I make my video, I chop the ends off where I'm looking for the buttons with my bifocals, and I'm and might edit out some pauses. Nobody needs to see me thinking about what to say. And then how to have text on the screen, where to put the text on the screen, the color of all of this stuff. So now that formula, I'm ready to go all the time. And it takes 10 minutes to make a video. So I can make 3 videos in a half an hour. I go live for about 45 minutes and I check the emails. I check for messages. I check for comments. That's the 2-hour workday. Because there's automation, I don't have to work all day long. I have landing pages, emails. Oh, here's my rooster. I think he's moving in a little closer. And that's how you have a 2-hour workday. I get to play with my phone. I get to speak to the world. I get to share information, something I love. And it's not hard. It takes practice. So that learning curve when you're taking action, I did not have the 2-hour workday I have today the first month I started. The second month I started, I wasn't even going live then. I was doing copy pasting ads at the time. And that took time because I had to find the sites I wanted to advertise on. That was the learning curve. What's the copy I'm going to use? And sometimes some of the sites were a little bit different. So I had to edit a title for one, but use a different one for another ad. Like the video I wanted to included. That's when I got practice copying and pasting ads and making videos for YouTube. Was what do I want to share in this ad that I can elaborate more with the video? And so I made more videos that way. And they're all searchable. They're all available. Those are available 24 hours a day when my customer is looking. That's the time-saving part of having a 2-hour workday. So this is me today. I love legacy builders. I love teaching on legacy builders and what it's offered me and what it can do for you. If you're looking for extra income, $900 a week, would that make a difference? $900 a day. It's all based on your skills. Are you growing your skills to reach your perfect customer? Don't give up. Stay resilient. Stay teachable and coachable. And set your goals to keep you motivated. I love talking about goal setting because to me, it's not about believing, I'm going to be a 6-figure earner. It's more about what am I doing to get there and what am I not doing? In fact, my husband pointed that out to me. I didn't even think of that myself. It's getting rid of the distractions. If you are focused, you let go of the distractions. Oh, it's like you're driving down a street and there's this really cool mall. Okay, we're not shopping today. You're going down the street. Ooh, there's a donut shop. Okay, no, I'm going to. Like you've got to stay focused and say no to some things to get to your goal. And finally, taking the action. What are you doing? And that's what I love about the program I use, because it's step by step. It tells you what to do. There's mentors speaking into your life every day, helping you know what to do next. So I love that. I think it's been the biggest difference. I didn't have that in my other businesses. Other businesses I've had told you, learn this script. Say this script. This is the award winning selling script. All the big earners use this script. One, I hate to memorize. Two, it doesn't sound natural coming from me. I would never say those words. And it was a struggle versus this system is all about bringing out you and what you have to offer. You are valuable. You have a voice. Bring that to the table. So I want to end up today. Thank you for being so amazing, right? If you're stay at home or you've had other businesses, I know you have this in you. You're resilient. You you keep getting up and trying again because you know it's worth it. You know there's something out there. You were meant for more and you're going for it. So I want you to put your email in at nevertoolateincome.com. You'll see that in my bio, that nevertoolateincome.com. Just type that in, go to that website and put your information in and get more about what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the tip of the iceberg of what's available and how I started this business and why I like this business. So thank you for hanging with me today. I appreciate you all so much. Give me a subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. I would love to hear from you. You guys have a blessed day. Tomorrow's a travel day. We'll see how the Wi-Fi is. And if I can go live, I will go live. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you hanging with me today. You guys have a blessed day. And thank you to my YouTube family. You guys have a great day.